Policing the Highlands is not a job for the faint-hearted.
It's just the scope of the police, the vastness of it.
It's huge. It's absolutely massive.
Police Scotland's Highlands and Islands Division is Britain's biggest beat.
They don't find you, stand still.
People come up here and go missing.
You'll come to no harm.
12,000 square miles of lochs, glens, islands and mountains.
Somebody at home just going through hell.
From protecting endangered species.
Animals don't talk, and there's not many eyewitnesses. We'll get them taken away for forensic testing.
Please, what's the address of the emergency?
To answering emergency calls in the UK's wildest places.
Nobody phones the police when they're having a good day. People only phone the police if they're in points of crisis.
Somebody has phoned in to tell us that their window has been hit by a bullet.
It was like an explosion, so loud.
Here, cutting-edge crime fighting works alongside old-school rural policing, tackling 21st century problems that threaten traditional ways of life.
The number of drugs deaths that we have dealt with over the last few years has just been astronomical.
They're machetes. If you see one of them coming at you, you're thinking the worst.
We do police with the consent of our communities.
Absolutely shaking. Just give us a call. Just do 999 because we want to find out who this is.
But we're also very much part of the community.
This is a friend of mine.
Don't say that on camera.
You're one of the locals, but you still have to maintain the law and order.
This series goes inside the UK's most unique police division to find out what it takes to patrol the beat and keep the peace in the most beautiful and challenging places in Britain.
Community policing is not an easy form of policing because the communities don't always welcome the police. It's a real personal crusade in many ways for the individual officer to be tenacious and to spend time with people in the community to try and find somebody who will give them a way in, who will trust them, and by that way gain a bit of acceptance in the community.
Inverness is the capital of the Highlands. With a population of 70,000, it's small compared to most British cities, but it faces many of the same issues. One cop determined to tackle them is Sergeant Brad O'Neill.
This is the Merkinch area. It's a very close-knit community. Pretty much, I'd say, the heart and soul of Inverness. I'm the community police officer. I've been there for a couple of years now, and I'd say that in my 25 years, that's been the most rewarding part of my whole policing career.
Community policing involves officers patrolling particular areas on foot to offer help and support to anyone who needs them.
This is a friend of mine.
Don't say camera.
Are we not? Do we not look out for each other?
Bradley's all right, I'll give you that.
We look out for each other. I ask you for no questions, do I? I expect nothing from you.
You get no answers.
I grew up in south east of England, and I moved up with my parents when I was a teenager. My mother's parents are Scottish, so that's the connection there, and I've stayed and loved it ever since. Before I was the community police officer in Merkinch, I was a response officer, so I'd answer the 999 calls. But it's only when I started becoming the community officer that you actually got to really know and understand that community and its needs. Historically, this is a deprived area with its issues that come with deprivation in relation to addiction, mental health, these kind of social problems. Initially, when I came down, it was very hostile because they just saw the police uniform. I was physically assaulted, verbally abused. There was no trust there, so I had to kind of break those barriers down and start building bridges with the community.
Hey, how you getting on?
and that was a slow process to do.
Hi, Fred.
How are you, mate?
Yeah.
You're looking good. You feeling good?
Yes.
I would bring my wheelie bin and I'd have my laptop there set up, and that would be my office for the duration of my shift. I want people to know that this is my office here, and I want them to be able to come to me for any issues that they want to speak to me about. This is where I used to stand. It's a great place because so many people come through here to the post office and the pharmacy and the shop, so they'd come and speak to me on that corner. Slowly, progress was made, and people would come to me and speak to me freely and openly because I was there all the time, and hundreds of people would speak to me a day on that corner.
Brad's approach hasn't just improved relations between police and the community. Because they trust him, locals are helping to fight crime by reporting it.
Liz, how are you?
One problem in particular has been blighting the area in recent years.
Where have you been? That shoe lane, they're round there every night, dealing.
Like every area of the UK, there's a problem with drugs, and there's no different in Merkinch. I'm there on the ground to support these people that are the victims of organised drug groups, county lines, operations that are ongoing, and then supporting those that are doing enforcement to bring these people to justice and get the drugs off the streets.
They're doing it openly in front of people's eyes, and if you approach them to speak to them, to ask them to move on, you're met with a tirade of abuse.
We need to work a bit harder on the drugs. Yeah.
Brad has been told about dealing going on at an address, so he and colleague PC David Grant have decided to investigate.
Yeah, so this is one of our issues, that this is just able to walk straight in here when we should be secure. Yeah, it's up here, Dave, it's up here. It's the police. You all right? You all right? I'll come in, yeah? So what do you see going on there? Just
outside under the bridge.
Yeah.
You can see people on the phones looking for their dealer, and they're just waiting now, waiting.
Just behind here, just behind.
Yeah.
And then they come into your stairwell to take it.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time I go downstairs, I can see someone snorting tinfoil. I think you can see on the piano downstairs.
In the piano. Yeah.
I just something to off.
Yeah.
And this the bloke says, I'm going to kill you anyway.
That's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Well, we will phone the council to come and fix the locks, right? And we'll get that piano away, because that's what they're using to...
Yeah.
So we'll sort that out. The council have got a duty to maintain the doors. We've got a duty to tackle the drug problem that's going on right outside here, because that's where the dealing's going on, just out there. They're using this to prepare the drugs on, and then snorting it or preparing for injection here. I am gutted for him. He's just pushed a breaking point, you know, but it's very intimidating for anyone to come out and see drug use.
Now he's seen the problem, Brad will work with the council to try and secure this block so dealers can no longer use it. But it's a daily battle to keep them and the drugs they peddle off these streets. In the Highlands, urban Inverness is very much the exception. Beyond its boundaries, open country stretches in every direction. Dotted with remote communities, connected by thousands of miles of roads. Patrolling this huge network is the job of the Roads Policing Unit.
The geography in Highland and Islands is really unique. It's a vast area that we as police officers have to cover. It's not uncommon for road policing crews to travel in excess of 300 miles in a day, and that would just be through the course of normal day-to-day patrols. Our main area of business is being out on the roads. Our intention is to reduce the number of casualties and the number of collisions.
Here, far from congestion, some drivers will push their luck.
Yeah, that's received.
But these hills do have eyes. Deep in the countryside north of Inverness, roads policing officers Ian Nicholson and Davy Miller are on patrol.
We're going to sit and do some speed checks here. It's a fast downhill section of road. We've had a lot of fatal and serious collisions in this area, and I've been to a couple of fatals with bikers up around this area. I'm not saying the speed's a contributing factor in every collision, but it is in a few collisions, so obviously we'll try and see if there's anything coming down the hill here. I do this job because I want to make our roads, our community safer. Being in the road policing unit, I get to police some of the best roads in Europe, and I'm fortunate enough to do that. But ultimately I want to make it safe for everybody, and I want to make sure the worst offenders are off the road.
In this unmarked car, Ian and Davy have a good chance of catching speeders.
Unmarked cars are great for maybe just sneaking around and catching people doing things. We're going to sit and monitor them and be quite satisfied that they are committing that offence.
Kia's only 60.
Especially for speed checks. If that's sat at the side of the road, it's harder to spot than in a high visibility car, and that's why we use them.
The speed limit here is 60. Today, most drivers are sticking to it, apart from one van doing 82 miles an hour. Well over the threshold for a ticket. Now, Davy and Ian just have to catch up with it.
Any speeder that we detect, we really need to think about stopping them at the earliest and safest opportunity. We need to consider what is safe for them and what's safe for other road users. It's not a case of just sticking the blue lights on. We'll need to follow them, we need to find a lay-by to get them off the road. We don't want people walking about the road when we stop them. But ultimately, we need to stop them and we need to deal with them.
In Inverness, community cop Brad O'Neill is following up leads from local people about possible drug dealing. On patrol with them is PC David Grant.
This is a very popular area here, down here, for drug activity.
It isn't long before Brad spots something suspicious in the street.
There's a man behind that van. You all right? Huh? Who are you waiting for? Because a lot of people come here to score. No? You sure?
Hi.
All right, I'll just get a note of your detail. Were you involved in the drugs here at all?
I used to be.
Have you got a phone on you?
Yeah.
Who was the last person you phoned?
I think my dad's done.
Right. Have you been down here to score drugs?
No.
Are you sure?
No, positive like that.
Because of this is a known hotspot for people buying drugs.
Yeah.
When you saw us coming round the corner, you stood there, you looked out, and then you came back round here and disappeared, right? So in relation to that, I'm going to search you in terms of Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, okay? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The man has no drugs on him, so Brad lets him off with a warning.
I don't want to see you here again, because this is a bad area, this part, all right? Because anyone here we suspect will be buying drugs, all right? And it's not good for this community. Because I, as a local policeman, get all these vulnerable people telling me how intimidating they find it when people out here scoring drugs in there, buying drugs in there, all right?
Brad's next call is to a local man who has been targeted by troublemakers.
His wife passed away, and he's had a couple of bits of antisocial behaviour, crimes happened against him, so he's needing a visit just now. People have to fund their habits, and You know, some of that funding does come from criminality and unfortunately the targeting of vulnerable people. I'm so sorry about your wife.
That's right.
She's a beautiful woman. Yeah? She's a bonny lady, yeah?
That smokes. She's... poor Morrig.
You must think about her every minute. Oof. What have you been experiencing?
To me, it's so stupid. The things that has been taken as little ornaments, things that have no value, off my table. They pulled up the plants there and threw them in the path, and that's silly. Why would you do a thing like that?
Okay. Shall we go out there and you can show me what?
Most certainly.
We're going to go
there you
down
are.
There. Right.
I sat out here. La bonny day, like,
Yeah.
I was here. And all the little things that were here, little ornaments, they must have swiped them all into a bag.
So do you think you'd have been in the house at the time?
Oh, I'd probably be sitting watching television.
Are they coming up this path here?
Must have come out the gate, come up through there, right round and in here.
Right. So it looks like someone's been coming in there at nights to maybe snoop about.
Because there's plenty, all this here.
They're going in there, they're trying to see what valuables they can find. Whose vehicles are these? There's very little chance of them being disturbed. I spoke to the other neighbours who had all kind of had similar stories about hearing gates going at night in their own properties. Well, Wendy.
Hi.
I'm Brad.
Oh, you're the community shop?
I am the community officer.
My security light kept going on and off about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Last Thursday?
Last Thursday.
Yeah. And what point does that light come on? When they're right up to your drive, is it?
Well, I'm about halfway up the drive when it comes on, but it'll catch them going up the lane as well.
And do you keep your gate shut, do you?
Yes.
Yeah. If there's anything at all that you're suspicious about, you just phone the police and we'll come and check it out. Without the right intervention, this just grows and grows. You've got people fearful of leaving their house due to their vulnerabilities and the fear of crime, because that's what it boils down to, the fear of crime. Let's try and do some positive action, some patrols during the evenings, and see if we can identify who's coming into the gardens at night.
Glad that you came around, because now we feel more secure, sort of thing.
Good.
That's at least I see.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
The place, yeah.
No, I want you to feel safe.
"30 miles north in Sutherland, traffic cops Davy Miller and Ian Nicholson are in pursuit of a speeder that is still several miles ahead.
He was detected at 82 mile an hour and the 60 limit, so a bit too quick. We'll just try and get him stopped as soon as we can.
This road is fairly quiet today, but it winds through the landscape, so overtaking is tricky.
Safety always comes first. We're trained in overtaking at high speeds, but we're never going to sacrifice safety for gaining anything. I'd rather get everybody get home safe at the end of the day than us cause an accident trying to stop someone for speeding.
Approaching a straight, Davy takes his chance. There's now a van in front. Davy is gaining on it, but it turns out to be a different vehicle.
That's not him.
No.
Rounding a bend, the van they want comes into view.
There he is.
But once again, another vehicle is between the cops and their target.
This brings the meeting done as well.
Yeah.
The van is showing no signs of slowing down, but Davy doesn't try to catch up. He keeps his distance and matches its speed to create another piece of evidence.
This is a calibrated speedo. What we can do is we can follow at a fixed distance over a certain length of distance. And if there's no increase or decrease in distance, we can comfortably say that he's been driving at no less than a certain speed, for example.
Clocked us though.
So he's either clocked us now because he's slowed down quite a bit, Or he's... No, I think he's aware.
He's aware of us
potentially.
now.
Yeah.
It's a late, but he is.
It's on the offside, aye. He spotted us, certainly. So we'll get him stopped at the next opportunity and have a wee word. Evening, sir. How are you doing?
Hello.
We've stopped you this evening because of your speed. Back at Auchindoich.
Yeah.
Did you spot where we were sitting at all? Or?
No.
No, just a big straight coming up the hill, past the lay-by at Auchindoich. You come past the mart through the bends, and then there's that big uphill section. Yeah. You were over the speed limit there. We were sitting on the side of the road, okay?
When we're stopping people who are speeding, we'll obviously have our sort of discretion, but there are certain thresholds that we abide to, and we have to deal with offenders.
And that's your speed recorded there, 82. At that speed, there's two ways we can deal with it.
Yeah.
There's a fixed penalty, which is 3 points and a £100 fine. Alternatively, if you don't accept that, I can submit a report to the court, which is in Tain.
That's fine. It's a nice, nice, gorgeous sunny day.
Okay, I thought
no
that was
traffic.
yours.
The driver might seem like any other foreign visitor, but as locals Ian and Davy know, and the driver must know they know, exactly who he is.
What's your surname? Fulson, is it?
A Danish billionaire who is Scotland's biggest private landowner.
When we dealt with this gentleman, I recognised who he was straight away. He does a lot for the Highlands. He's invested a lot of money up here, and he's got a really good interest in sort of the environment and protecting the Highlands for what it is. But irrespective of that, we have to treat everybody equally.
Yeah, but...
Okay, sir.
No problem at all. Sir, you take care, okay?
Yeah,
Cheers.
Thanks
Thank
now.
you. He was dealt with fairly, in my eyes. Unfortunately, he's been caught, 3 points and a £100 fine, and he's off on his way back home. I would like to think he'll be able to pay that fine.
In the south of the Highland Division lies Glen, one of Scotland's most forbidding landscapes. In Glen village, PC Stephen Cooper is on shift. A walker has gone missing somewhere in the hills nearby. He's been out for 16 days.
We get a lot of people that come up thinking that these hills, oh, it's not the tallest hill in the UK, it's not Everest, so it must be easy to climb, and that's when it goes wrong usually. With a missing person, it's the police's job to find them. So if it's a high-risk missing person, we'll do absolutely everything and anything we can to try and find them. And more often than not, when they're missing in the hills, they're straight to high risk, just because of the terrain they're in. Missing person Alan Taylor's car was found here on the map, just in a lay-by. From there, the searches have kind of radiated out through here and onto this peak here, and then further onto this peak here as well. So all of this in this kind of area, given the size of it, a needle in a haystack would be a fair assessment of it, unfortunately. With regards to this missing person, we know very little. We know that he was into the sort of military and was more than likely wearing camouflage gear and using military equipment, which makes it more difficult again because he blends in with the hillside. The equipment he has will be coloured with the hillside, so yeah, we're struggling here with this one because of the lack of information that we have.
Although the missing man does have survival skills, the length of time he's been out for is giving real cause for concern.
I think the gentleman's plan was to go on a walking holiday for a number of days, and he was due to return to work. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday just gone, so a few days ago now, and didn't. So there's the concern that he's gone out on the 9th when his car's been seen parked in the car park, and unfortunately hasn't managed to get back to his car, and he possibly has fallen or had some kind of medical episode up in the hills is kind of the working strategy at the moment, I think. Because it's so sparsely populated and open, you need resources to get in there and search all the little bits, because there isn't people all over them all the time that are maybe just going to stumble upon somebody that's in trouble. So it needs more people and more resources and more agencies to help. They've called in help from various mountain rescue teams in the near vicinity and further afield as well, to try and get as many boots on the ground to help out as possible. He hasn't really provided anyone with a plan of what he's going to do. The last sort of sighting we have of him confirmed will be the day before his car was seen in the car park. Since then he's not really used a mobile phone or bank accounts or anything like that. So the last confirmed sighting was in Dundee, and between Dundee and here we have really no idea where he's been. Cloud's pretty low, so that makes it difficult for helicopter search, and then for boots on the ground, if they're up high, obviously your visibility is quite impaired, so they're kind of limited as to how far they can look off the path.
The search itself has been carried out by volunteers from Glen Mountain Rescue. Steve checks in for an update.
They take quite a large amount of pride in covering their area and providing the best service they can, which is quite admirable. How did you get on today?
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah.
So quite a bit of searching. Managed to cover 2 of the hotspots we really wanted to cover. He's obviously come up, stopped at the car, left the feet in the car.
Yeah.
Just going to go out for
the
day.
Yeah.
My thinking is like he's gone up into Three Sisters. So that's where you're going to go for a quick wander.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going to do a quick wander on the ridge, are you?
No.
Did anyone think to check the wee bothy at the study? You know, the one when you go up the old road at the gorge and there's the wee bothy built in it?
The bothy thing, yeah.
Has anyone checked that? Or?
No.
There was a member of the public that reckons she saw, so it's the same member of the public that spotted the car in the car park on Wednesday and Thursday. She's saying that she possibly saw a male fitting the description of the guy sitting in a car on Wednesday, but she can't remember if it was his car or another car. Cheers, mate. Right, see you later.
The chances of finding the man alive are dwindling with every passing day. Steve will keep pursuing the few leads he has, but at some point he'll have to take the decision to stand the search down. A 120 miles northwest of Glen lies the Isle of Skye. A mecca for tourists. As ex-Glasgow cop, Sergeant Gordon Gray discovered when he moved here.
In the summer months particularly, there's a huge impact on the island. The number of people that come here is incredible. Puts huge pressures on everyone in the island, on the roads, on the local community, and certainly on the police.
Today, Gordon and his team are under extra pressure. Prince, soon-to-be King Charles, and Camilla are coming to town.
Okay guys, just go through the order and the briefing note. They'll travel by helicopter and they'll be landing up at the Shinty pitch. Gav, you'll be down at the bottom car park, and basically you'll just escort them from a distance, moving through the town to any shops or businesses that they want to go to. There's always the potential for dafties, shall we say, so just remain aware and take appropriate action. Okay, have a great day. Even though the visit itself is kept quiet for security reasons, word gets out, there's no secrets in Skye.
The royal couple travel with their own security team, but with the town full of tourists, it's down to the local cops to provide backup, stretching the thin blue line even more than usual.
We're busy anyway in that period. We've got to concentrate all the resources there, and if something happens in the island and 2 cops leave to go to that cuts our resources hugely. So I've got 2 radios, one's for the event and one's for operational stuff. So I'm double-hatted today.
I'm sorry, the road's going to be closed till about 1:30. You can walk down, but no vehicles.
This wee bit here, this corner is always busy for traffic. There's 2 tight bends, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then this one here at the junction.
You see the IP?
Aye.
It's not Boris, is it?
No.
And you wouldn't be welcome
It's
here.
not you either, so don't worry. Everybody's fairly excited. Everybody's wanting to know who it is.
Go ahead. Yeah, Roger, thank you, Ali. Just got a message there that they're going to be a little bit early. That was the helicopter just flying over. It's just the south side of the town there, so I imagine it'll be landing in the next couple of minutes. Go ahead.
That's wheels down. We'll just have a few minutes before we will start the convoy. And you're obviously in position to stop the outbound traffic coming in.
Yeah, they are, but it's proven quite problematic. The traffic's building quite quickly, but they will be there and they'll do their absolute best.
On visits like this, it's customary for the royals to mix with the public.
I'm going to ask him if he's a Shinty man or a polo man. And I think he might say Shinty.
But it does potentially leave them exposed, so Gordon's team need to be quietly on high alert.
Just holding up the traffic just now at the request of the close protection officers to kind of keep a sterile area while the couple move further into the square.
Going to come towards us now, he's just about to pass right past us. They're going to be heading up, I think, off to the pier where the sergeant is stopping the traffic down there.
Hi. Yeah, there's no vehicles down there till about 1:30, I'm afraid.
With no let-up in the traffic, Gordon needs all hands on deck to keep everything under control.
Ah, I've got some help at last. The reinforcements have turned up.
So far it's going very, very well. We're quite fortunate up here in Skye. We do have a lot of sort of well-known people come to visit and a lot of events, so we've got it off quite well now. And the locals, you know, they're always quite respectful and behave themselves.
As the royals head for the harbour, their final stop, one loyal subject is still waiting for an audience.
What, past me? How rude. I'm going to wander down, see if I can have a chat with him down here.
The move through the town is probably the most problematic because they've got access to most people. That's gone pretty well. And there's a meet and greet down here and a small presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, just ask you to stay on the pavement. Thanks. They're going to sample some fish and chips here off the pier. I'm very interested to see how much they eat. That is a very good fish and chip shop.
But the chap who wanted a chat is left with little more than Charles's chips.
Chips are poundy. Charlie's chips.
Oh, they're the best.
You want to try a bit of fish?
Yeah.
Everything went as planned, very smooth. The public seemed to enjoy it. The royal couple enjoyed it. They've now moved on, so I can concentrate on my day job, which is every day policing here. But I think I'll have a cup of tea first.
In Glen, PC Stephen Cooper is trying to locate a missing hiker suspected to be lost in the hills.
With regards to this missing person, we know very little, unfortunately. He's been reported missing by work colleagues who have reported him missing because he's not returned after going away on holiday. His car's been located in the Glen area.
But now Stephen has a new lead from a member of the public.
Hi, Stephen Cooper from the police station at Glencoe. Hi. I'm just looking to arrange to come and get a statement from you about this possible sighting of the missing person. Go on, cheers, bye. So that was a witness who is saying that they possibly saw our missing person, Alan Taylor, in Glencoe on Wednesday morning, possibly sitting in a vehicle. So just to arrange to go and see her and note a statement from her to see, so we can evaluate her information and see if it's relevant to our inquiry. This lady is the same lady who noticed the car in the car park on Wednesday and then phoned us and told us about it on the Thursday. So far she's been pretty reliable.
With dusk drawing in, Stephen and his colleague Lauren go to the witness's house to take a statement.
At the moment this is the only sighting we've got, but I anticipate there may be more that will come through over the next few days. She's given us a statement in regards to a male that she's seen sitting in a car in the car park. She can't be 100% sure that it's the vehicle belonging to our missing person, unfortunately, but she's given us a fairly accurate description of the male she's seen, so we'll compare that to what we know of our missing person and see if it matches or not. We can't rule it out. We just need to take every bit of information we can, assess it and decide if it's relevant or not.
Heading back to the station with darkness falling fast, Stephen decides to make one last stop at an isolated, derelict cottage with a shady past.
Near to where the missing person's car is found is a cottage called Altnarie. Initially the home of Hamish McInnes and then latterly, infamously, Jimmy Savile. The sad thing about it is that it's known for him now rather than Hamish McInnes, who was the original owner, and he did a lot for the Glen and founded Mountain Rescue in Glencoe, so it would be far better if it was known for him than what it's known for now. That house at the moment is vacant and insecure, with boards off the windows, and would provide shelter for somebody if they were looking to get away from the elements. So we're going to search it and make sure that there's nobody in there taking shelter and trying to hide effectively and make sure that they've not succumbed to some injury or illness. Try and get back out here again. The place has become a target for vandalism, unfortunately.
With no sign that anyone has been sheltering in the cottage, Stephen calls it a night.
That'll be more cuts then.
Have you done it again?
Yeah. So yeah, the searches for him will carry on tomorrow and potentially into Sunday, and we'll see. Hopefully we find him before then, obviously, but if not, they'll continue until we've got nowhere else to search, and that'll be the end of it, unfortunately.
So that's Ellendon Castle right in front of us. It is one of the most photographed castles in the world. It's on its own little island and it's got the bridge over to it.
PC's Donnie McLean and Sam McFadgen have one of the biggest and most beautiful beats in Britain. Based in Kinlochshiel, they cover Skye and a huge swathe of the west coast.
The community at Polyvifat really a wide scattered area. lots of small villages, lots of mountains.
Got amazing landscape, you know, the sunsets, the sunrises are amazing, and yeah, it's great getting out and about. It's always good to have a positive presence with the police as well, and then people can actually put a face to the local officers. I think they quite enjoy having a face to speak to instead of just somebody on the end of the phone.
For one community on the beat, this is turning out to be a very special day. This afternoon, Kinlochshiel Shinty team won the Camanachd Cup, the sport's biggest trophy. Shinty is an obsession for many Highland communities, so this is a very, very big deal.
It's played with a sort of J-shaped stick and a hard ball that's sort of about the size of a tennis ball. It's got a lot of family connections in the teams. There might be sort of generations of people played for the team. It brings families together. It's sort of a good sense of community spirit it brings.
The match was played in Oban, 100 miles to the south. Now the team coach and supporters are on their way back to town for a massive party. In the calm before the storm, Donnie and Sam check in with the local pubs.
They're filming Hamish Macbeth again.
They are. They are.
Who's Hamish? Who's Macbeth?
He's Hamish, I'm Macbeth.
When there's a big event in a community, you're having to decide how you're going to police it.
How you doing? Fine, fine. How's it going?
You can either have a high profile, or you can still have a police presence and mix with the community. You want to make sure people know that you're there if something happens.
Because we live in such small communities, everybody knows you're a police officer, so sometimes you feel like you are always on duty. Everybody knows everybody here, or knows of you in some way. Right, well, enjoy. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, see you later.
Take care. I love it. Yeah, it's all helping the community and people that I know and live with at the same time.
Are you watching the Shinty?
You want a pint?
How on earth can you be an outfield and not watch the Shinty?
We watched it when we heard the one.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, for the party, really.
Should be a good crowd tonight, I hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. Anyway, have a good night, guys.
Yes.
Cheers.
Right, take
See
care.
you.
Bye.
I think I've been discovered to be firm and fair. I'm quite sure some will try to wind me up tonight and see how much they can push me. Policing here, I would say, is quite different from the cities. Here we've got the opportunity to get to know people and to kind of build up good relations with the community. And I think that helps in so many ways.
Donnie and Sam hope those good relations with the community will help them deal with any issues, should the party start to get out of hand.
Inverness Sierra 231 control.
Go ahead.
Just to get you a call card 4894. It's a disturbance call in Portree. Person fighting with bats.
In Portree on the Isle of Skye, Sergeant Gordon Gray and PC Arian Wynne are going to investigate a reported brawl, allegedly involving baseball bats.
Yeah, Roger. That's myself and 43 Charlie attending fire station in Portree can attend also. When I first joined the police, I was an officer in Glasgow in G Division, which is a busy city division. It's completely different from Isle of Skye. You get crime here, you get everything you get in the city, you just don't get so much of it.
Sierra 231, that's us on scene.
Broken glass there. When you arrive at a scene like that, the way forward in any investigation, do proper police work, which is a good old-fashioned door-to-door, speak to people and try and find witnesses.
The caller.
Hi, how's it going? What have you been up to? What's been happening?
Yeah.
It was a pretty confusing situation. There was a couple of males out in the street, appeared to be under influence. They're all denying that anything was going on, but we could see broken bottles on the ground, and people have phoned up saying that there's males with baseball bats fighting in the car park, so something's going on.
You know who they are? You know who they are, don't you?
No, I don't know them.
Of course you know them, they're all locals.
No, I don't know them at all.
Well, you're a local.
What?
You're a local.
I might be local, I don't know them.
So you've never seen before, so you're saying they're not local?
What?
Are you saying they're not local?
I'm not saying they're not local, I just said I don't know them.
How's it going? All right, okay. You didn't hear any noise at all?
We did hear that.
Was there anybody else in there when you came out?
No.
What about all this stuff here?
I don't know anything about that.
On the other side of the street, Arian is going door to door to try and find out what people might have seen.
Have you witnessed any of this shenanigans that's went on out here? What's that? You didn't see a thing?
No, my lights were all there.
What's that?
Your lights are later on.
Your lights are there.
Came out here, I cleaned that glass up. There was a bottle there, it was smashed. I cleaned up because there's kids about. I've got a dog.
Did you hear anybody or any nonsense
Well,
like that?
I heard noise, but I never paid any more attention. I was like that.
Did you see it?
It happens every weekend. It happens every weekend.
Did you have any idea who it was?
No, but
As far as I'm concerned, if somebody's reported people fighting in the car park and you get there and there's people in the car park and they're saying nothing's happened, they're probably not telling the truth, and that's not unusual. So straight away I'm thinking that they're involved. How involved, I don't know.
Okay, no bother.
Okay.
Then there is a breakthrough.
Let's go. In the house.
What?
The guy with the dog.
It's him?
Yeah.
What's he been doing?
He's been at someone with a bat.
Have we got a...
I've got one ready.
Mate! Here! Mate! Wait a wee sec. You see, the moment you're under arrest, okay?
What's
going on? You're under arrest because you've been... We believe you've been in possession of offensive weapon. Okay. Just put your hand behind your back.
That's fine, aye. Very arresting me, aye. Well, you're arresting me for nothing.
Are you arresting for nothing?
Yeah,
He's
so
just
find the
defending
van. Find the
himself.
van. Find the van, mate.
Why are you arresting him? He's just
All
defending
right,
himself.
I'll speak to you in a wee minute about that, that's fine. You can tell me all about it.
Babe.
You're just arrested at the moment.
So
we can...
arrested, so...
If you let me finish, I'll tell you.
Right,
You're arrested so we can carry out further inquiries.
Yeah,
that's all.
that's
Okay, you've not been charged.
That's fine.
We're just going to do further inquiries.
That's fine, that's fine.
Well, you didn't mention you hitting MD with a baseball bat.
It's all in us.
Head down. Have a wee seat. Good man. Right. So he's under arrest, not officially accused, for offensive weapon at the moment. Okay.
Yep.
And we'll do some door to door. Okay.
There's no sign of the baseball bat itself. But at the police station where the suspect is in custody, Gordon gets news of a development.
I know you will, Hamish, but just as soon as you can clarify the injuries, just in case we've got something more serious on our hands. Basically, we've got a report of a male injured by a strike to a baseball bat, a head injury of some sorts. That report came from ambulance. So I've got two officers now heading up that way to meet up with the ambulance, meet up with the injured party and see what the story is. But it seems likely at the moment it's connected with the incident that we had earlier. You all right just now?
The suspect is too intoxicated to be interviewed. So he'll be kept in the cell until he is sobered up.
I'm going to check on you in half an hour, okay? Cheers. When you go to these incidents, they're always pretty confusing. You're never quite sure what's going on. You've really got to speak to everybody involved. Use a sixth sense almost to try and work out who's telling you the truth and who's not telling you the truth. But go with the facts and work from them.
There you go. Milk and toot.
At the end of that evening, there was a person interviewed in charge for possession of offensive weapon, baseball bat, and he was released on bail, pending a case.
here we go, just in front of us here, we've got a whole herd of deer.
Back near Kinlochshiel, Donnie and Sam are waiting for the victorious Shinty team. And they've run into a different kind of Saturday night crowd.
15 to 20?
Yeah.
So you see how close they are to the road and to houses in the area. Big beasts.
Amazing.
Down in the village, the party's getting started as locals prepare to welcome the champions home.
The team are on their way back, and it's the first time we've ever won this cap. The biggest cap in Shinty. That's why it's such a big event. Everyone seems to be out tonight.
Yeah, both pubs are absolutely full. Yeah, everyone's out for it tonight.
Yeah, so everyone's getting together for it.
There's no doubt the team will get a hero's reception, but Donnie has an idea that'll up the ante. So a call is put through to the bus, still a few miles away.
Would you like a police escort? Yeah, we'll give them one. All right, cheers. Bye.
Do you want blue lights? Do you want siren? Do you want both?
Red and white would be better.
We could put the rear reds on.
Could, yeah, they might be on. They'll be on.
We do have red.
Yeah.
We do have red. It's very busy, very cheerful, everyone's on good spirits, so they're just waiting for the team to come in. They're not too far away, so we're just going to see how everybody is down here at the moment. Seems like the atmosphere is busy down here as well, which is great.
The party may be underway, but Donnie is very much still on duty.
How are you doing?
Good.
Not bad at all. When did you come down?
A couple hours ago.
Okay. Are you staying the night here or are you heading back up? Obviously you're not heading up. Should I get your keys, just in case?
What keys? I don't have keys.
Good.
Drink driving is a really serious issue. It's unacceptable. It shouldn't happen. The main thing is for us is to prevent it happening.
Because we live in such a rural area, a lot of people do have a distance to travel. The fear is that they would get into their vehicles after they've been drinking. We do have the older generation of people that think it's okay to get in their car and I'm only going to drive a couple of miles home. I think a lot of people don't understand the limits of alcohol. So we try and sort of educate them as much as we can to either leave their keys behind the bar, collect them the next day, designate a driver for the night.
Message delivered. The plan is to go and meet the bus, now about 20 minutes away. But before they go, Donnie spots more familiar faces.
You staying at your folks tonight?
Yeah.
How are you getting home?
My folks.
Are they coming for you?
You give me a lift home.
Be good, enjoy yourselves, stay safe.
Keep it lit, boy.
And no drink driving.
Bye,
okay,
guys.
Cheers. Right. What's the spirit like? Whiskey, gin, vodka.
Yeah, they're all in high spirits, that's for sure.
At last, the lights of the team bus come into view.
Be okay, won't I? Right, guys. 2 minutes. Right.
Let's give the escort to Jordan. Come on.
We will, Jordan. We will. Wait.
Shut up, Jordan.
What would you like? Do you want a light? Do you want a siren? Do you want both? Okay. Right, guys. One last thing. Congratulations. In the Highlands and Islands, we really are community-based police force. We've got the ability, the time to do that, to get to know our community and to be able to serve our community. And that's really important to us as individuals in the police. And it's also, if you can get to know your community, it so much strengthens the ties and helps you deal with different aspects of policing in your community.
It's such a big moment in history for our sporting in their area, even, you know, for this to happen.
To quote a famous team, the Caps come home.
I pulled on a Kinlochshiel shirt 55 years ago, and I never thought I would see this day where a Camanachd Cup would come home here.
No.
We were close to it, we were fairly good, but never as good as this boys were.
No, not immense.
Just a dream come true, an absolute dream come true.
They've got a really good reception in their community. As you can see, there's a lot of young people and they're enjoying themselves. So at the moment there's no grief, no trouble. They're buzzing. Sorry, I'm bouncing a wee bit myself.
Can I get a wee picture?
Next time on Highland Cops,
Hello, you're through to the police.
a car takes a tumble on the Isle of Harris.
Gone through a fence and they've gone down the hill.
Oh no!
On Skye, police raid a flat looking for an illegal weapon.
How we're going to enter a property is usually made based on the threat and risk. If we think that there's going to be a risk to us, we're probably not going to chap the door.
And the cops in the Western Isles are battered by an Atlantic storm.
The direction of the wind is changing all the time, so once it swings back round, that's when it's causing the problem, so we can't really risk leaving it open.